This letter cost a man his house, not a car, not a house. His actual house, the one he would owned outright. No mortgage for 15 years. Paid off. Untouchable. Or so he thought. He didn't gamble it at a casino. He didn't co-sign for a bad business partner. He signed a piece of paper at his own kitchen table. For an asset he was completely convinced could not go wrong. And 18 months later, that piece of paper is the reason he is renting an apartment at 41 years old. Late 2020. Dan's house is worth about $300,000 and he owns every brick of it. No rent, no mortgage, the rarest financial position in America. Meanwhile, Ethereum is sitting under $400. Within a year, it's past $4,000, a 10x. Dan watches 3 separate people at his gym turn a few $1,000s into a down payment. Here's the trap. And it's not the trap you think. Dan wasn't reckless. He didn't have spare cash lying around, so he didn't do anything wild. He did the responsible sounding thing. He called his bank. The bank offered him a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Borrow against the house, using the house as collateral. Approved in 11 days. Rate looked fine. Paperwork looked routine. It felt less like gambling and more like unlocking money he already owned. He pulled $120,000, and within 3 weeks, almost all of it was sitting in Ethereum at an average price of $3,600 a coin. Most videos about this stop at "he bought crypto with a loan, then crypto crashed." That's not the lesson. Here's the actual mechanism, the part that decides whether this ruins you or just costs you money. A HELOC doesn't care what you did with the cash. It's still a mortgage-style loan on your house at a variable rate. The second Dan signed, 3 new facts were bolted onto his life that weren't there the week before. Fact 1, the payment is due every month in dollars, whether Ethereum is up or down. Fact 2, the rate floats. And 2022 was about to bring the fastest run of interest rate hikes in over 40 years. Fact 3, the one nobody says out loud, his house was now backing a bet on an asset with no earnings, no cash flow, and a track record of losing 70 to 90% of its value more than once. There's a term for this. Correlated leverage. You take a volatile asset and stack it directly on top of a debt that never moves. When the asset drops, the debt doesn't drop with it. You owe the same $120,000 whether Ethereum is at $4,000 or at $400. Watch what happens next. By mid-2022, Dan's $120,000 is worth about $30,000. Painful, but survivable. If nothing else goes wrong, something else goes wrong. Rates keep climbing. His variable HELOC payment climbs with them, up almost 40% from where he started. So now Dan is paying more every single month. To service a loan tied to an asset that's lost 3/4 of its value, he picks up overtime. He pauses his retirement contributions. He is not panicking yet, he is managing. Then in November 2022, a major crypto exchange collapses overnight, and the entire market takes a second, deeper leg down. January 2023, Dan misses a HELOC payment for the first time in his life. He tells himself it's temporary. Ethereum will recover before the bank even notices. He misses a second payment in February. Here's what he didn't fully register when he signed. A HELOC is a secured loan. Miss enough payments on a secured loan, and the lender doesn't just dent your credit score, they have the legal right to take the collateral. And the collateral was never Ethereum. It was always the house. March 2023, the letter from the cold open, notice of default, the first formal step toward foreclosure. Dan doesn't lose the house at a dramatic auction. It's quieter and sadder than that, a short sale, arranged with the bank to avoid the auction entirely. After the original loan-free balance and the HELOC are settled, Dan walks away with a small fraction of 15 years of paid-down equity. At 41, he is renting again. Not because Ethereum was a bad asset to own, because he converted an unleveraged, appreciating asset, a paid-off house, into a leveraged bet on a volatile one. Those are 2 completely different risk categories, and the bank's paperwork never once explained the difference. This isn't crypto is a scam. Ethereum wasn't the problem. The problem is one rule that almost every advisor agrees on, and almost nobody follows once a bull market makes them feel invincible. Rule 1. Never borrow against the roof over your head to buy an asset you don't understand as well as you think you do. If losing the investment could also cost you your shelter, the position is too big. Full stop. No exceptions for this time is different. Rule 2. Volatile assets get a small, defined slice of your portfolio, the amount you could lose completely without it changing your life. And that slice gets funded with cash you already have, never with debt. Debt has a due date. Volatility does not care about your due date. Rule 3. If a loan's payment can rise on its own, stress test it against the worst case, not the current one. Dan's payment worked fine at 2021 rates. On paper, in a green market, it didn't survive contact with 2022. And here's the part that should actually sting. Ethereum recovered a large chunk of its value in the years after. Dan just wasn't holding it anymore. The debt schedule forced him out at the exact bottom, because that's what leverage does. It doesn't just amplify your losses, it takes away your ability to simply wait. The goal was never to make the biggest bet, it's to still be sitting at the table in 10 years. A market downturn is something every investor eventually survives. Leverage on your own home is how you turn that survivable downturn into a loss you never recover from. Next week, the exact 3 questions to ask before you ever sign a HELOC, a margin loan, or any borrow to invest product. The questions Dan's bank never asked him. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if someone in your life has ever mentioned borrowing against their house to invest in anything, send them this video today, not after they have already signed.